Hi all, let us discuss about the most important or interesting concept in mathematics, that is complex functions. We are all familiar with the idea of functions. We are familiar with real functions where we have input is a real number and output is a real number. Today we will discuss about complex function where the input as well as output is a complex number. Input as well as output is a complex number. That means we have a function in our hand, and obviously there is some procedure happening inside, and if our output is, let it be z, normally we represent that by x plus iy, and if our output is again another complex variable u plus iv, where what is this u and v, where this u and v are both functions in two variables x and y. So our input is a variable, a complex variable. Our output is also a complex variable. That is called a complex function. Let us consider one example. Suppose f of z equal to z square. F of z equal to z square. So z is actually what? Z is our complex variable x plus iy. And what is z square then? We know that z square is x plus iy all square. Now if you open this using a plus b all square, you get x square plus y square minus I into 2xy. So we have a complex variable function there, a complex function there, f of z equal to z square. Similarly, e raised to z, sin z, cos z, 1 by z, etc. all are examples for complex function. Note that here e raised to z is not same as e raised to x. Z is a complex number here, so e raised to z is nothing but e raised to z is nothing but e raised to x plus iy. It is not same as e raised to x. So z is a complex variable. So whenever in this particular session, whenever we say something about z, keep in mind that we are actually saying something about a complex variable. Okay, z is a complex variable. Now today we will discuss about a very special type of complex function which is called the analytic function. This analytic function is actually somehow related to differentiable function. A complex valued function, a single valued complex function f of z, suppose it possesses a unique derivative with respect to all the z values, then that particular function is called an analytic function. So if you have a function f of z in your hand, if the derivative of that function, that is f dash of z, exists for all possible values of z in the region, then f of z is called an analytic function. That means if the derivative exists, then we call that function as an analytic function. For example, f of z equal to e raised to z. We know that the derivative of exponential function exists for all values of z. So this is an example for an analytic function. There are some synonyms for this analytic function. They are regular function or holomorphic function. So this regular function or holomorphic function is same as analytic function. Now, suppose the function is analytic everywhere in the complex plane. That means the first part is, suppose this is our complex plane. The definition 1 is about a small region R. If the function possesses f dash of z inside this region, then we called it is analytic in this region. And if f dash of z exists for all values inside this complex plane, then that is called an entire function. That is called an entire function. A function which possesses a unique derivative with respect to all z values in complex plane is called an entire function. A very simple example is a polynomial of any order. If we take f of z equal to z square plus 2z plus 4, this is an example for a polynomial complex function which is an entire function, because it's quite clear that the derivative for a polynomial exists at every point. So definitely it is analytic for each and every point in complex plane. So it is an example for an entire function. Now, if at a point the analytic function ceases to possess a derivative, which is called a singular point. So what is singular point? A point where the function fails to have a derivative. A point where a function, an analytic function ceases to possess a derivative is called a singular point. For example, if we consider g of z equal to 1 by z, so definitely a complex function, but at the point z equal to 0, the function itself not defined, so there does not exist a derivative for this function. So this function ceases to possess a derivative at z equal to 0. So z equal to 0 is a singular point of g of z. There are different classifications for singular point. We will discuss that later. So, what is a singular point? It is simply a point where the function ceases to possess a derivative. Another example, if we consider g1 of z equal to 1 by z square minus 1, again we have a function, a complex function. If we put z equal to 1 or minus 1, this function does not have a derivative at this point. So these 2 points, 1 and minus 1, are singular points for the function. So that's the concept of, or the definition part of analytic function. Analytic function, entire function, singular point. Now, how can we check whether a given function is analytic or not? We have to check whether the derivative exists or not. That is the only procedure. But is it possible to check each and every point in its domain, whether there exists derivative or not? No, it is not possible, because we have infinitely many points in its region. So there we have a criteria for checking whether a given function is analytic or not, that are called Cauchy-Riemann equation. The concept is quite simple. Suppose you have a function f of z which is equal to u plus iv. Now, suppose it possesses derivative. Suppose it possesses derivative at a given region, and then the necessary and sufficient condition for the existence of derivative is actually the first order derivatives must be continuous for every x and y in that region. Also, you must have this dou u by dou x equal to dou u by dou y, and dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x. That is actually Cauchy-Riemann equation, or briefly CR equation. We use this for building a criteria for analytic function. A function f of z equal to u plus iv. Suppose we have a function f of z equal to u plus iv. Then this function is called analytic. This function is called analytic if all the partial derivatives are continuous throughout the region, and the Cauchy-Riemann equation, which is given by this one, very important, dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y, and dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x. Then if these both conditions are there, that is the partial derivatives are continuous as well as it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation, then definitely the function f of z is an analytic function. So what will happen if one of the condition does not hold? Definitely it is non-analytic. If it fails to satisfy CR equation, it is not analytic. If it fails to have a continuous partial derivative, then it is not analytic. That's the idea. So let us consider some very important problems from this particular concept. So this is already we discussed the CR equation. Suppose the function is analytic. Suppose the function is analytic. Suppose the function is analytic, that is, it satisfies both Cauchy-Riemann equation as well as its partial derivative is continuous. Then we can find its derivative. Then we can find its derivative using this equation. We can find its derivative using this equation, dou u by dou x plus I into dou v by dou x. That means, for example, if we have a function f of z equal to simply u plus iv, then if you asked to find a derivative, what you can find? Just find dou u by dou x plus I into dou v by dou x. You will get the derivative. Under what condition? F of z must be analytic. Now, if the function is analytic, then the real and imaginary parts of that analytic functions are called conjugate function. That is, if f of z equal to u plus iv is an analytic function, then this u and v are called conjugate function. What is the relation between these two? Definitely the CR equation. If u and v are the real and imaginary part of an analytic function, it must satisfy the CR equation. So that is the relation between them. Now let us consider some very important ideas. We are going to discuss whether the function f of z equal to z is analytic or not. F of z equal to z is analytic or not. So first of all, let us write this function as f of z equal to u plus iv form. That's very important. So how can we do that? Here we have f of z equal to z, and what is z? Z is nothing but x plus I y. So what is u? Our u is right now x and v is y. So what is dou u by dou x? Dou u by dou x is equal to what? Dou u by dou y is equal to 0. Dou v by dou x is equal to 0. And dou v by dou y is equal to 1. So what is Cauchy-Riemann equation? Cauchy-Riemann equation, if these two are equal, that is Cauchy-Riemann equation. Dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y. They are same. So we have ux is equal to vy, and also these two are same. We have uy is actually negative of this one. That's the condition. We have uy is equal to minus vy, because both of them are 0. Definitely there is no problem for that negative sign. So ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vy. So it satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation. Now what about the partial derivative? The answer is 1 and 0. 1 and 0 are purely constant. Every constant functions are continuous. So the partial derivatives are continuous and the Cauchy-Riemann equation holds for the function. So it is an analytic function. So let us consider our second problem. Here f of z equal to, here the function f of z is equal to modulus of z. That is modulus of x plus iy. What is that? This is nothing but square root of x square plus y square. Square root of x square plus y square. So square root of x square plus y square means this is actually a real term. So if we write it in terms as u plus iv form, how to write it as plus 0i. So what is our u? U equal to root of x square plus y square and v is equal to I. Now what is ux? Derivative of u with respect to x, that become x divided by root of x square plus y square. And what about vy? This is 0. So v is 0. So uy is 0. They are not equal. They are not equal for unless x equal to 0. these two are equal means if ux equal to vy implies x equal to 0. So the only possible point where ux equal to vy is x equal to 0. Now what about uy? Uy is y divided by x square plus y square. Y divided by x square plus y square. Now what about ux is again 0. Now if uy equal to if the point uy equal to minus vx, if uy equal to minus vx, that implies y also equal to 0. That means the function possess Cauchy-Riemann equation. The function possess Cauchy-Riemann equation only at the point 0 0, that is x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. Now what about x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, whether the partial derivatives are continuous or not? Here we have x square plus y square, the denominator we have x square plus y square. So at the point 0 0, the function does not have an continuous partial derivative. So what we can conclude, the function f of z equal to mod z, even though it satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation, because of the absence of continuous partial derivatives, this equation is non-analytic. So f of z equal to z is an example for an analytic function, but f of z equal to modulus of z is definitely non-analytic for all non-zero complex numbers, and at the point 0 0 it satisfies CR equation but fails to have continuous partial derivative, therefore it is non-analytic. So the function is not analytic everywhere. That's it. It is not analytic for the entire complex plane. Now another problem. F of z equal to z bar. F of z equal to z bar. So f of z equal to z bar means we have z equal to x plus iy. What is a z bar? Z bar is the conjugate. So z bar is nothing but x minus iy. So f of z is now x minus iy. Now u equal to x, v equal to y. What is ux? 1. What about vy? This is actually v equal to y. V equal to minus, v equal to minus y actually. V equal to minus y. So what is vy, which is minus 1. So these two will never equal. Ux equal to 1 and vy equal to minus 1. So ux is not equal to vy for all values of x and y. Ux not equal to vy for any choice of z. So this is not analytic or nowhere analytic. We can call this as a nowhere analytic function. Nowhere analytic function. The function fails to hold the CR equation even for a single point. There does not exist a single point where the function satisfies CR equation. Therefore, it can be termed as nowhere analytic function. Nowhere analytic function, exactly opposite to the concept of entire function. And entire function means it is analytic everywhere. A nowhere analytic function means it is not analytic for a single point of C. Now, W equal to log Z. Find dw by dz and determine whether the function W is analytic or not. Suppose W equal to u plus iv. That is log x plus y given. And we can express log x plus y as 1 by 2 log x square plus y square plus I into tan inverse of y by x. That's an expansion for log x plus y. Keep this in your mind. So what is u? 1 by 2 log x square plus y square and v equal to tan inverse of y by x. So when we find dou u by dou x, definitely here your u is equal to 1 by 2 log x square plus y square. So ux is equal to 1 by 2 into 2x divided by x square plus y square. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. You will get x divided by x square plus y square. Now what is v? V is tan inverse of 1 by xy. When we find vy, this is actually of the form tan inverse of a y. So we will again get it is as y divided by x square plus y square. Sorry, x divided by x square plus y square. So it is same as we know that the derivative of tan inverse of ax is tan inverse of x is, of course, we know that the derivative of tan inverse of x is, let us check, the derivative of tan inverse of x is 1 by 1 plus x square. So what about the derivative of tan inverse of ax? This become 1 divided by 1 plus ax square into the derivative of ax. What is that? It become a. So we have this is x divided by x square plus y square. After substituting a equal to 1 by x, you can easily find this as x divided by x square plus a square. So ux equal to vy. Similarly, we have uy equal to minus vx. Similarly, we have uy equal to minus vx. So what we can conclude, the function satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation. Therefore, and also obviously, the partial derivatives are continuous except for the point x is equal to 0, because we have x square plus y square in the denominator. So for the point 0, 0, definitely the partial derivatives are not continuous. So what we can say, the function satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation and the partial derivatives are continuous except at 0, 0. So the function is analytic everywhere but is equal to 0 except at z equal to 0. Now, once the function is f of z, which is w, which is equal to u plus iv is analytic, then dw by dz, that is nothing but our f dash of z. Then the dw by dz can be written as dou u by dou x plus I into dou v by dou x. So already we have this dou u by dou x and dou v by dou x in our hand. Just substitute and simplify. After simplification, you will get your derivative is equal to 1 by z. So that's actually, we know that the derivative of log x is 1 by x. So the derivative of log z is 1 by z. And note that z not equal to 0. Now another important, very important problem. If f of z is an analytic function with a constant modulus, if f of z is an analytic function with a constant modulus, so two conditions are there, the function is analytic and constant modulus, then what is the conclusion? F of z must be a constant. So we have two conditions and the conclusion is f of z is constant. So we are starting with the condition. First one, we are assuming that f of z is analytic. Now we assume that the modulus is constant. We know that if f of z is equal to u plus iv, then what is the modulus? Then its modulus is square root of u square plus v square. Actually, the idea is, our idea is to show f of z is a constant. Our aim is to show f of z is a constant. But what actually we will do? First of all, we will show that the modulus of f dash of z is 0. We will show the modulus of f dash of z is 0. And that implies f dash of z is 0. And once f dash of z is 0, it will come back to the idea that f of z is a constant. So that is actually the structure of this particular proof. You have to show that f of z is constant. We will show that the modulus of its derivative is 0. Once we show that the modulus of derivative is 0, we can conclude that the derivative itself 0. And if the derivative is 0, after integration we can show that f of z is a constant. So that's the procedure. So for that, first of all, we are going to differentiate this equation with respect to x. What will happen? The derivative of u square, right now we have 2u into dou u by dou x, plus the derivative of e square is 2v into dou v by dou x equal to 0. And after simplification, we get our first equation, u dou u by dou x plus v dou v by dou x equal to 0. Now differentiate this term, this function with respect to y. What will happen? The derivative of u square is 2u, derivative of v square is 2v. So it is 2u dou u by dou y plus 2v dou v by dou y equal to 0. So what we can get? We get another equation, u dou u by dou y plus v dou v by dou y. But we have the function is analytic. So we have our so-called CR function here, CR function. So we will convert the second function to x. So that is, we can replace dou u by dou y by dou u by dou y by minus dou v by dou x like this. And we can replace our dou v by dou y by dou u by dou x. So this particular equation actually reduces to a new function contains the same partial derivative as equation number 2. That is, in equation number 2 we have dou u by dou x and dou v by dou x. Now we obtained a new equation where we have again dou v by dou x and dou u by dou x. So we can do some operations on these two problems to get the desired concept. Note that our aim is to show that f dash of z is 0. What is actually f dash of z? Derivative of f dash of z, which is nothing but we know that the function is analytic, therefore f dash of z is dou u by dou x plus I into dou v by dou x. So modulus of f dash of z is nothing but square root of dou u by dou x all square plus dou v by dou x all square. So our aim is to show that this is equal to 0. So let us just square these two terms. Square 2 and the last 3. What will happen? We have a plus b all square in 2 and a minus b all square in second term. So after squaring, add these two terms. The term 2 minus ab form, we are actually expanding a plus b all square plus a minus b all square. Definitely the term 2ab will get cancelled. What we get? We get only the sum of square terms, u square dou u by dou x all square plus v square dou v by dou x all square plus u square dou v by dou x all square plus v square into dou u by dou x all square equal to 0. And by taking terms common, what we get? U square plus v square into dou u by dou x all square plus dou v by dou x all square equal to 0. But we know that u square plus v square is not equal to 0 because we have u square plus v square is c. So the implication is the term inside bracket must be 0. That is dou u by dou x all square plus dou v by dou x all square equal to 0. But what is this actually? We already know that f dash of z is dou u by dou x plus I dou v by dou x. So the square of the modulus is nothing but dou u by dou x all square plus dou v by dou x all square. So this is nothing but the square of f dash of z, modulus of f dash of z. So what we can conclude? This is equal to 0. Now this is equal to 0 means modulus 0 means we can conclude that f dash of z itself 0. Now the derivative 0 means the function is constant. F of z is a constant. So if f of z is an analytic function with constant modulus, then f of z must be a constant. A very important problem. Another one. Show f of z equal to sin z is analytic and hence find its derivative. How can we do that? We have a sin x plus y. We have a sin x plus y is equal to sin x into cos iy plus cos x into sin iy using sin a plus b form. Now this is sin x into cos iy is cos hy and sin iy is I sin hy. So this is nothing but sin x cos hy I into cos x sin hy. So and similarly cos x plus y can be written as this is y cos x cos y into minus I sin x sin y. So here we have a sin z. Here we have a sin z can be written as sin x cos y plus I into cos x sin y. So what is our u? U equal to sin x cos y and v equal to cos x sin y. So what is ux? The derivative of u with respect to x is cos x cos y and the derivative of u with respect to y is sin x and the derivative of cos y is simply sin y. Now Vx is equal to minus sin x sin y and Vy is equal to cos x and the derivative of sin y is simply cos y. So clearly these two are equal. Ux equal to Vy and also we have these two are opposite in sign, that is uy is equal to minus vx. So what we can say satisfies CR equation. And also the partial derivatives contains trigonometric and hyperbolic functions only, and we know that trigonometric functions and hyperbolic trigonometric functions are actually continuous everywhere, they are continuous. So the function possesses continuous partial derivative as well as it satisfies CR equation. So we can conclude that the function is analytic. Now once the function is analytic, we can write its derivative as ux plus I vx. So what is ux? We have ux is cos x cos y minus what is vx? I sin x sin y. Now what is this cos x cos y minus I sin x sin y? This is nothing but cos of x plus iy. Now what is x plus iy? Which is cos z. So derivative of sin z is obviously cos z. Similarly, you can show that the function sin cos z is analytic. Similarly, you can show that the function cos z is analytic, and you can simply show that its derivative is nothing but minus sin z. Okay. Now let us consider another problem. Find an analytic function whose real part is e raised to x cos y. So we have to find an analytic function whose real part is given. What is real part? We have the real part is e raised to x cos y. We have to find a function which is conjugate to this particular given function. So our aim is to find a function which is conjugate to e raised to x cos y. It's actually a very important problem. So it is given that suppose our function f of z equal to u plus iv. It is given that u is equal to e raised to x cos y. So the procedure is, suppose you have u. First of all, you have to find the derivative ux. You have to find the derivative ux. Let us find the derivative. Ux is equal to e raised to x cos y. And equate that using CR equation, equate that to Vy. We have CR equation right here. So dou u by dou x equal to Vy. So what right now what we have, this is same as Vy. So what is right now we have the derivative of with V with respect to y is e raised to x cos y. Now what we have to do, so this is actually we just find ux from u, then using CR equation, this actually we are using CR equation. Here actually we are actually doing partial differentiation. Now CR equation is here. Now what is the next step? From this Vy, from this Vy find V. How can we do that? Do integration, integrate. So let us find V. V equal to integral of e raised to x cos y dy. Why dy? Since we have Vy here, we are going to integrate with respect to y. So this is equal to e raised to x into integral of cos y is sin y plus we have a constant of integration. And what is actually constant of integration when you are integrating with respect to y? When you are integrating with respect to y, we are keeping x as a constant. So the constant of integration must be a function of x, not merely a real constant. It must be a function of x. So right now we have v. So v equal to e raised to x sine y plus c of x. Now what is the next step? From the existing, right now we have v. What is the next step? We have to apply the second condition of Cauchy-Riemann equation. We have uy equal to minus vx. So from this v, find your vx using partial derivative. Again, you have to use partial derivative. Find vx. What you will get? You will get vx equal to e raised to x sine y, because the derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x itself. So we have e raised to x sine y plus the derivative of c of x is nothing but c dash of x. So that right now we have v of x. But by what? But by CR equation, this vx must be equal to minus of uy. So this is equal to minus of uy. That implies what we have minus of uy is equal to e raised to x sine y plus c dash of x. Keep this in your hand, or in other words, if I take the negative sign to the right side, I have uy equal to minus e raised to x sine y c dash of x. Now, from your u already in our hand, from your u, find ux. We can find uy from our existing u. From your u, find uy. What you will get? U is right here. It is minus of e raised to x sine y. So we have right now two equations for uy, and equating these two, we can easily say that c dash of x is equal to 0. So what we did, we find uy from here, and we also find uy from here, and we equate them. After equating them, we get c dash of x equal to 0, and that is c of x is a constant k. Therefore, what is our v? V is nothing but, this is v right here we have involving the constant. So it is e raised to x sine y plus k. Or if we need a particular solution, just take v equal to e raised to x sine y after putting k equal to 0. If you are looking for a particular analytic function, then what is the corresponding analytic function? F of z equal to u plus ib. What is u? E raised to x cos y plus e raised to x sine y. I is actually there. It's a very important idea actually when the real or imaginary part of a given function is given, you may ask to find the corresponding analytic function by finding the corresponding conjugate. Now, these are some examples for determining the analytic function from the given real part. Let us do one more problem. Let us take the first one, that is u equal to x cube minus 3xy square plus 3x square minus 3y square. I am now going to find the uh, conjugate of this function such that f of z equal to u plus iv is analytic. So first of all, what we have to write, we have to consider the CR equation. Ux equal to vy, uy equal to minus vx. So from where we start, let us find ux. What is ux? 3x square minus 3y square plus 6x. What is this? This must be equal to vy. So vy is 3x square minus 3y square plus 6x. What is the next procedure? You have to find v after integration. So v equal to integrating with respect to y. What you will get? 3x square y minus 3y cube by 3, which become y cube, plus 6xy plus a constant of integration c of x. Now what is the next stage? You have to apply the second condition. So find Vx from this equation. Vx. What you will get? You will get 6xy minus the derivative of y square is actually 0. Derivative of y square is y cube is 0 with respect to x, plus 6y plus c dash of x. That is Vx. Now what is this? This must be equal to minus uy. Therefore, uy is equal to minus 6xy minus 6y minus c dash of x. Now from the given equation, let us now find uy. What is uy? First term becomes 0. From the second day we have it become minus 6xy plus this term is also 0. From this one we have it is minus 6y. So actually these two are same. Uy, both left hand side is uy. So right hand side also same. Therefore minus of c dash of x equal to 0 implies c is equal to a constant. Let us take c equal to 0 for convenience because we are looking for a particular solution. Therefore what is our v right now? V from this particular equation, v equal to 3x square minus y cube plus 6xy. Therefore the required analytic function is f of z equal to x cube minus 3xy square plus 3x square minus 3y square plus I into 3x square minus y cube plus 6xy. So that is the required function. Let us consider one more problem that dealing with the same idea. Now for a change, the question is like this. Find a regular function whose imaginary part is given. Whose imaginary part is actually given. Imaginary part. We are actually asked to find the corresponding real part. I am considering the second problem including the function. So sinh y. So this is phi equal to minus sin x sinh y. Minus sin x sinh y. So let us consider our Cauchy-Riemann equation ux equal to vy, uy equal to minus vx, uy equal to minus vx. This is the CR equation. It's very important to remember this. Now we write this CR equation. Let us now start with finding v. y. Let us find Vy. What do you get? It is sin x. Derivative of sin y is simply cos y. Derivative of sin y is simply cos y. So let us find this is what? This is ux. So therefore right now we have ux equal to minus sin x cos y. Therefore u equal to integral minus sin x cos y dx, because we have ux here, we are integrating with respect to x. Integral of minus sin x is cos x, so it is cos x cos y plus a constant of integration. What is the constant here? We are integrating with respect to x, so the constant of integration is y. Therefore u equal to cos x cos y plus c of y. Let us now use the second condition. Let us find uy. What we get? Uy equal to cos x into the derivative of cos y is sin y plus c dash of y. But this must be equal to minus of vx. Therefore what we have right now is vx is equal to minus cos x sin y minus c dash of y. But from the given function v, we can find our vx. What is vx? The derivative of minus sin x is minus cos x sin y, and there is actually plus 0, nothing remains. So comparing these two equations, again we can simply find that c dash of y is 0 or c of y is a constant. Therefore what we can conclude, v equal to, already we have minus sin x sin y, and putting this c of y equal to 0, we get u equal to, from this particular equation, v equal to cos x cos y plus 0. So that's our answer. V equal to this one and u equal to this one. Writing it as f of z equal to u plus iv, you will get the corresponding regular function, that is the analytic function. Now there are some other problems asking the same result. You have to find the regular function whose imaginary part is given. So what is actually our procedure? I just want to explain the procedure again. First of all, you have to consider your Cauchy-Riemann equation, CR equation, that is ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Now from the given problem, v is given, this is given. From v, find what? Vy. And using CR equation, equate that to ux. From ux, find your function u. And from u, find your function uy. Using CR equation, what you can say? Uy equal to minus vx. Now from minus vx, you can find your v after integration. And from v, sorry, that is not the idea. We have v, from minus vx, write your vx. From minus vx, write your vx. Now from the given v, find vx. From your given v, find vx. Now these two must be same. These two must be same. From this, find the constant. Find the constant. Using these two, find the constant of integration. You can easily find the answer. After finding the constant of integration, you have to substitute that constant of integration right here. So this is actually the procedure. If you know some basics of derivative, you can easily solve these particular problems. It's actually a true or false question, 1 mark question. F of z is nowhere analytic. It's actually a true or false question, whether it is true or false. True or false. Actually, it's a polynomial function. A polynomial function is entire. That is, it means it is analytic everywhere. Every polynomial function, is entire. That is analytic everywhere. What this statement says, it is nowhere analytic. So the equation is actually simply false. Determine whether the following functions are analytic. Determine whether the following functions are analytic. I will just do one or two problems. How can we do this? The function is f of z equal to 2xy plus I into x square minus y square. U equal to 2xy and v equal to x square minus y square. What is ux? Ux is equal to 2y. Uy is equal to 2x. Vx is equal to 2x and Vy is equal to minus 2y. So what is our Cauchy-Riemann equation? This must be equal. What you can say, 2y is equal to minus 2y implies y equal to 0. 2y equal to minus 2y means y equal to 0. And this must be negative in sign, that is 2x equal to minus 2x implies x must be equal to 0. So the function satisfies CR equation. The function satisfies CR equation only for the point 0, 0. So the given function is analytic. The given function is analytic only at the point 0, 0, and the function is not analytic everywhere except that point 0, 0. Now let us consider another problem. So let us erase this. What about the second one? We have f of z is given as x minus iy divided by x square plus y square. So you have to express this function as u plus iv form. You have to express the function as u plus iv form. So f of z is x divided by x square plus y square minus y divided by x square plus y square. So what is u? U equal to x divided by x square plus y square and v is minus y divided by x square plus y square. So how to find the derivative? What is ux? How to use quotient rule of differentiation. So it is x square plus y square. Derivative of x is 1 minus x into 2x divided by x square plus y square all square. So what is this? X square plus y square minus 2x square. So this becomes y square minus x square divided by x square plus y square all square. Y square minus x square divided by x square plus y square all square. Now what about u? Y. Uy again using quotient rule of, no, not necessary to use the quotient rule because we have y only in the denominator. So it is 1 by x square plus y square form. So we have, let us consider our u equal to x into x square plus y square all raised to minus 1. So let us use the power rule of differentiation. What is ux? X is a constant. Minus 1 into x square plus y square all raised to minus 2 into 2x. So what is this? This is minus of 2x square divided by x square plus y square whole square, that is ux. Now what about vy? Now what about vx? Now v can again be considered as v equal to minus y into x square plus y square whole square. So this is not whole square, all raised to minus 1. This is minus y into minus 1 into x square plus y square all raised to minus 1 with respect to x. So it is 2x. So what is this? This is 2xy divided by x square plus y square whole square, that is our vx. What about vy? Vy, you have to differentiate this as with respect to y using quotient rule of differentiation. X square plus y square into minus 1 minus of minus plus y into 2y divided by x square plus y square whole square. So what will happen? This become x square plus y square, that is minus x square minus y square plus 2y square. So this is equal to y square minus x square divided by x square plus y square whole square, that is vy. So what you can say, ux is definitely equal to vy, no doubt. And what about uy? Oh, here it is uy. So it is 2y, it is 2xy. Okay, 2xy. Uy is minus 2xy. So uy is negative of vx. So it satisfies Cauchy-Riemann equation. But you can say about the continuity of partial derivative. Since we have x square plus y square in the denominator, the function is the partial derivatives are not continuous at the point 0, 0. So except for the point 0, 0, the function is analytic everywhere. So except for the function 0, 0, the function is analytic. So likewise, you can check any given function is analytic or not by using CR equation and continuity of partial derivatives. So this function is already we discussed. So we can you can do the remaining problems in this particular examples as your homework. Note that finding the real part from or imaginary part from a given function is a very important concept. So today we discussed about analytic function and CR equations and how can we find how can we check whether a given function is analytic or not, or we discussed how can we find imaginary part of an analytic function from a given real part. Also we discussed how can we find the real part from a given imaginary part. So very important idea. So that's all for the day. Thank you.